Most people think money is about how much you earn, but wealth, that's about how you think. Right now, millions of people are working harder than ever, yet falling further behind. Why? Because they've been taught to chase cheap deals, fear debt, and avoid risk. That's not how the wealthy operate. The rich play a different game. They focus on value. They think long-term. They turn every dollar into an asset that grows. And the good news? You can learn to do the same. Today, we're going to break down the mindset shifts that separate those who struggle from those who succeed. From why saving pennies can keep you poor, to how the rich use debt, assets, and even luxury purchases to build lasting wealth. Welcome to the passive path where we don't just work for money. We make money work for us. Let's get started. Why do some people stay poor no matter how much they work? It's not just about income. It's about how you think. Most people think poor without realizing it. They focus on saving pennies. They chase bargains. They avoid anything that looks expensive. That's not how the rich think. The rich focus on value. They think long-term. They buy assets, not just cheap stuff. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine I offer you two choices: a shiny $10 bill or a 1964 silver half-dollar coin. Most people grab the $10 bill. It looks like more money. But that coin, it's real silver. It's worth much more than $10. That's the poor mindset at work. It's chasing what looks like more. Ignoring what actually is more. This thinking keeps people trapped. It's not just about coins and bills. It's about how you view everything. Cheap thinking leads to poor results. The rich understand something powerful. Money loses value over time. Governments keep printing more of it. Every time more money enters the system, prices rise. Food, gas, housing, everything gets more expensive. That's why the rich don't hold cash. They buy assets that grow in value: real estate, gold, businesses, even collectibles. They stay ahead of inflation, while the poor cling to shrinking dollars. The passive path is here to help you break free from this cycle. Think about your recent purchases. Did you buy for value, or did you just look for the cheapest option? Your mindset today shapes your wealth tomorrow. Stay with me. Next, I'll show you how money printing makes the rich richer, how you can use the same strategy to grow your wealth. Let's talk about money printing. Most people don't understand how it really works. When a government prints more money, it creates inflation. Prices go up, but not everyone suffers. The rich get richer, the poor and middle class struggle. This is not by accident. It's how the system works. There's an old rule called Gresham's Law. When bad money enters the system, good money goes into hiding. What does that mean? Let's go back to the silver half-dollar. That coin is good money. It holds real value. The $10 bill is bad money. It loses value over time. As more bad money floods the market, smart people hide good money. They turn cash into assets. Real estate, gold, stocks, rare collectibles. Things that grow in value as money loses value. The poor don't do this. They keep holding cash. Or they buy things that drop in value. That's why inflation hits them the hardest. Look around. The price of eggs has soared. Gasoline costs more. Even simple things like bread or toilet paper are more expensive. The government prints money. The rich buy assets. The assets go up in price. The poor pay more for everything, and their savings shrink. This is happening everywhere, not just in the United States. Governments worldwide are printing more and more money. But you can choose a different path. The passive path shows you how. Start thinking like the rich. Ask yourself one question: am I holding bad money or turning it into good money? Next, let's explore how the rich buy assets, while the poor buy liabilities. The rich don't just earn money. They use money to buy assets. Assets are things that put money in your pocket. Real estate, stocks, gold, businesses, The poor and middle class often buy liabilities, things that take money out of their pocket. Cars, gadgets, trendy clothes, expensive meals. Let's break it down. When the rich see inflation, they act. They use debt to buy real assets. Imagine buying a house using a loan. The loan is in bad money. Over time, the value of the money drops, but the value of the house rises. The debt becomes cheaper in real terms. The house becomes more valuable. That's smart use of debt. Poor people fear debt. They see it as dangerous. And it can be if used wrong.
Ow.
But the rich understand how to use debt as a tool. They borrow cheap money to buy things that grow in value. Inflation works for them, not against them. Here's a simple example. Suppose you buy an apartment building. Use a loan to pay for it. As inflation rises, rent prices go up. Your income from the property increases. Meanwhile, the loan payment stays the same or gets easier to pay. You build wealth while others struggle to keep up with rising costs. This is how the rich turn inflation into an advantage. Most people never learn this. Schools don't teach it. That's why channels like The Passive Path are here. To share these strategies with you, ask yourself, are you using debt to build wealth? Or are you avoiding it out of fear? Your answer could shape your financial future. Next, let's talk about why some wealthy people wear their assets. Some people wonder why the rich buy expensive watches, jewelry, or rare cars. At first glance, it looks like wasteful spending. But for many wealthy individuals, these are not just purchases, they are assets. Take a gold Rolex Daytona, for example. It's not just a watch, it's gold. Gold holds value. As governments print more money, the value of gold rises. The watch becomes more valuable over time. Poor people might choose a cheap watch. It tells time. It costs less upfront, but it loses value quickly. The rich think differently. They prefer to wear assets. A gold ring, a rare watch, even certain cars. These are not just status symbols. They are stores of value. If inflation soars, the gold in the watch increases in worth. The rare car can appreciate. Meanwhile, cheap items lose value or become worthless. Some criticize this approach. They say it's flashy or unnecessary. That's how poor thinking sounds. It focuses on price, not long-term value. Wealthy people consider the future. They understand that the real value lies not in the item itself, but in what the item represents. Gold, scarcity, enduring demand. It's not about showing off. It's about protecting and growing wealth. The Passive Path encourages you to start thinking this way. Ask yourself, is this purchase just a cost? Or could it be an asset in disguise? Next, we'll dive into why chasing cheap deals can cost you more in the long run. Many people believe saving money means always buying the cheapest option. The thinking keeps them poor. Buying cheap often leads to more spending over time. Cheap clothes wear out quickly. Cheap gadgets break. Cheap food can harm your health, leading to medical bills. The rich don't focus on spending the least. They focus on getting the best value. Sometimes that means paying more up front. But it saves money and builds wealth in the long run. For example, someone buys a cheap couch. It lasts 2 years and needs replacing. Another person buys a high-quality couch. It lasts 20 years. Who really spent more? Poor thinking looks only at the price tag. Rich thinking considers longevity and value. This applies to investments too. Chasing cheap stocks or real estate deals often leads to poor returns. Smart investors focus on quality. They seek assets that will grow and provide income, even when they cost more initially. Look at food. Many choose cheap processed options. It seems like a smart financial choice, but poor health can cost thousands later. The rich invest in their health. Better food, exercise, preventive care. This mindset extends to every part of life. Education, tools, homes, cars. Poor thinking asks, what's the cheapest? Rich thinking asks, what's the best value for the future? On the passive path, we challenge you to think this way. Consider your last 5 purchases. Were they cheap or valuable? Next, let's uncover how the rich stay ahead even when the economy struggles. The economy goes through ups and downs. Inflation, recessions, market crashes. Most people fear these events. The rich prepare for them. They know how to protect their wealth and grow it. How? By owning real assets. Real estate, gold, businesses, commodities. These assets tend to rise in value when money loses value. Let's take real estate. When inflation increases, so do rents. Property values often go up too. If you own real estate, your income can grow even as the cost of living rises. Gold is another example. When governments print money, gold usually becomes more valuable. It has done this for thousands of years. Owning businesses can also provide protection. A well-run business can adjust prices to keep up with inflation. It can even thrive when others struggle. Now think about cash. If you hold too much cash during inflation, you lose buying power. $1 million today buys less than it did 10 years ago, and it will buy even less 10 years from now. The rich avoid this trap. They keep enough cash for daily needs and emergencies. The rest they put into assets that grow. This is why many wealthy people seem to get richer during hard times. They planned for it. They understood how money works. On the passive path, we help you adopt the same strategies. Ask yourself, are you holding cash that loses value? Or are you turning it into assets that can grow? Next, we'll explore how changing your mindset can change your financial destiny. Your mindset shapes your financial future. Most people don't realize it. They think money problems come from low income or bad luck. But often, the real issue is how they think. Rich thinking and poor thinking are very different. Poor thinking focuses on saving pennies, avoiding risk, buying cheap, fearing debt, waiting for someone else to fix financial problems. Rich thinking focuses on creating value, taking calculated risks, investing in quality, using debt wisely, taking control of financial outcomes. Mindfulness plays a big role. Be aware of your thoughts about money. Do you see money as scarce or abundant? You think in terms of surviving or growing? Here's a simple exercise. Write down 3 recent purchases you made. Did you choose them because they were cheap or because they offered long-term value? Now think about assets. List 3 assets you could acquire in the next 12 months. Real estate, dividend stocks, precious metals, or even starting a small business. So the goal is to shift from spending to investing, from saving pennies to building wealth. It takes practice. Takes changing habits, but it's possible. Many people have done it, and you can too. That's why the passive path exists, to guide you, to give you clear practical steps, to help you think richer and grow wealthier. Next, let's discuss 3 crucial money lessons schools never teach. Most schools don't teach real-world money skills. They focus on academics, not wealth building. Here are 3 money lessons you likely never learned in school. First, the power of assets versus income. Schools teach you to earn a paycheck. They don't teach you to buy assets. To create ongoing income, they grow in value. Jobs pay wages, but wages often don't keep up with inflation. Owning assets is how the rich build lasting wealth. Second, the impact of inflation on savings. Schools tell you to save money, but saving in cash can be dangerous. Inflation eats away at your savings. What buys $100 worth of goods today may only buy $80 worth in the future. The rich avoid this trap. They keep only enough cash for daily needs and emergencies. The rest goes into assets. Third, how to use debt wisely. Schools teach that debt is bad. Not all debt is the same. Bad debt buys things that lose value. Good debt buys things that grow in value. The rich use good debt to buy real estate, start businesses, and invest. This multiplies their wealth over time. These lessons are simple, but powerful. They can change your financial life. You won't learn them in traditional education, but you can learn them now. You can apply them starting today. The Passive Path is here to help you every step of the way. Stay with me. Let's wrap up with some final thoughts and practical actions you can take right now. Building wealth starts with a choice to think differently, to think like the rich, not like the poor. The rich focus on value, on assets, on long-term growth. The poor focus on price, on saving pennies, on avoiding risk. Every time the government prints more money, the gap widens. The rich get richer because they own assets. Poor get poorer because they hold cash or buy liabilities. But you don't have to stay on the losing side. You can shift your thinking today. Ask yourself these questions. Am I buying assets or liabilities? Am I using debt to build wealth or avoiding it out of fear? Am I holding cash that loses value or turning it into assets that grow? Make the choice to change. Start small if you need to. Buy one asset, learn one new wealth-building skill, change one spending habit. Over time, these small steps lead to big results. Passive Path exists to guide you on this journey. We believe anyone can learn to think richer. Anyone can build wealth, no matter where you start. If this video helped you see money differently, like the video, subscribe to the Passive Path. Comment below. What is one asset you will focus on acquiring this year? Your financial future starts with how you think today. Choose wisely. Congratulations. You've taken the first step toward thinking like the rich. You've learned why mindset matters, why assets are key, and how to protect your wealth from inflation. Now it's time to take action. Start applying these ideas in your daily life. Make smarter money choices. Build your asset base. Watch your financial future grow. If you found value in this video, like it. Subscribe to the Passive Path for more simple, powerful wealth-building insights. Comment below and share your biggest takeaway. Share this video with someone you care about. They deserve this knowledge too. I wish you the best on your financial journey. Feel free to explore other videos on this channel. I'll see you in the next video.